What's up YouTube, Little Candy Gamer here. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about why you should stop comparing yourselves to other artists. Hello and welcome to you if you've never been here before. I bring out a new video every Wednesday if you're in Australia, or Tuesday if you're in the US. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy my content. It will really help me out and just help other people to see my videos as well. So why is comparing yourself to other artists bad? And can it be detrimental to your growth and to your success? The short answer to the question is no. It won't stop you succeeding, but it won't make you feel very nice about yourself in the long run either. Other artists who you compare yourself to may have been drawing a lot longer than you, and by comparing yourself to somebody that maybe has drawn for 10,000 hours when you've only been drawing for 1,000 hours can be detrimental to your mental health in the long run. They might be on a different level to you on their journey, but that doesn't mean that you can't catch up to them either. This is a taboo topic to talk about, but surprisingly a large amount of people buy their followers on Instagram and likes and followers on Facebook as well. This doesn't mean that they're better than you. Their art may not be as good as yours, but a large number can make them appear to have more status than you do and can make you feel a little bit smaller, I guess. Like if you go to somebody's page, you might think, well, I think that my art is like on that level, but this person has 40,000 followers and I only have 1,000 followers, or I only have 100 followers. The number one thing to help you grow is being comfortable in your own skin. And that just means you need to be comfortable with who you are, and that will help you to find your own style. It's hard to do that if you're constantly comparing yourselves to other artists who may or may not be better than you. You're always going to be your own worst critic, so you're going to judge your art more harshly than anybody else will. You will see the flaws in your own work more than anybody else will. And a lot of videos will tell you what you're doing wrong, and telling you what you could be doing instead, I think, is more helpful to you. The aim I have with making all these videos that I've been making is to help as many artists as I can. So what can you do instead of comparing yourself to another artist? The number one thing is to be yourself and not anybody else. Why will this help you? Because there are a lot of people out there doing the same thing. They're all following their trends and things that they see on Instagram, and like they might see a particular art style is trending at the moment and they will try to be like that particular art style, and that is not going to make you unique. That's fine if you want to do that, but you are unique and differently you, and that will make you stand out among a crowd who is all following the same trends. There's always going to be artists out there who are more and less talented than you are. If you were the most talented artist in the world, then you would have no reason to keep growing and to keep improving. It's not about anyone else but you, okay? So you don't know these other artists. That just means that they could be really great or really terrible people, and you'll never know that because you don't know them. You only see the version of them that they present to the world on the internet, and at the end of the day, all you can do is to be yourself. You can't be anybody else other than you. You could borrow someone else's style for 5 minutes, but at the end of the day, you're going to blossom into your own unique being anyway. So the quickest way to feel inadequate as a person or as an artist is by comparing yourself with others. Comparing yourself to another person or artist, in my opinion, is counterproductive. If you want to be productive, go out into your studio and work on improving yourself at your art. You should just be, anytime you feel like this, you should go into your studio and start working and channel those emotions into your art. when I say studio, wherever you create art is your studio. My studio is a dining room table that I've converted into a studio with a webcam, a laptop, all my pencils and my art supplies, etc. The webcam films down on my art like you're seeing right now. It may not be a room that's entirely mine. In fact, my dining room is also in the middle of the kitchen and the lounge room, and it is everybody's room. But you don't have to have a room that's entirely yours. My table is my studio. You don't have to have an entire room to call it your studio. So, back on topic, comparing yourself to other artists. It's a lot harder to do than it is to say to not compare yourself to somebody else. If you're scrolling through Instagram checking how many likes you or another person has, if you're thinking to yourself, I wish I could do this thing like that artist does, you need to train your mind to stop thinking in that negative way, and go and try it. Like, stop thinking about it and go and do it. Go and learn it for yourself instead of wishing to be like somebody else. Here's an example. I often think to myself, that person's line art is much better than mine. It's so clean, it's perfect. I feel like I could never do that. That's a negative thought. I should instead focus my energy into sitting down and practicing my line art instead of wondering why I'm not good at it. I say that, but do I sit down and practice my line art? I know that I should be. It's not always easy to do it, but you need to train yourself as well. So stop comparing yourself with others. You need to practice. Practice it. Stopping comparing yourself to other people. Practice not doing it. You don't have to entirely stop either. It's not always a bad thing. When you do it in moderation, it can be called inspiration instead of comparison. Using another artist's work to lift yourself up instead of bringing you down. Positively comparing yourself to them and saying to yourself, wow, I'd love to be like this person one day, and then going out and using that inspiration for your work. You never need to experience envy or guilt though, because that isn't positive self-talk, and that's not going to bring you up, that's just going to bring you down. So when researching for this video, I came across an inspiring quote, and it said, out of 8 billion people currently living on this planet, you are totally unique. There is nobody else with your exact skills, appearance, personality, and experience. You have a singular mix of talents, interests, abilities, and emotions, which are infinitely complex and will never be replicated. So the bottom line is to realize that you will never be exactly like anybody else, because you are you, and that is an amazingly good thing, okay? So what that means is that you are the only one that has experienced the experiences that you have experienced, so you can't replicate somebody else's experience to become them. You're not them. You need to do your own thing. Okay, so you need to recognize too that you have a journey ahead of you, and that's completely okay. Every artist compares themselves with other artists. It's a part of the growing process. What's not okay is to be consumed by it, become addicted to comparing yourself to other artists' numbers, likes, followers, comments. They might be receiving some really nice comments that you wish that people would say to you, and you can't compare yourself to that. You won't be present on your own journey if you do that, and a lot of the time you're comparing apples to oranges. Sometimes I have people message me and say things like, I wish I was good as you, etc. And I've been that person too. I've been on the other end of that. I've messaged my favourite artists and said the exact same thing. Being on the end that I'm on now with people coming to me and saying that, it kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable, and I know that nobody wants to hear it, but if you want to be better at what you do, you just have to keep going and practicing all of the time. Here's the massive thing too, you'll always be on a journey. You'll never be at a point where you feel like you can't improve more, or you would be demotivated and you would stop making art. Because why do you do art? There are a few reasons that I can think of that I continue to do art. One is that I have a passion and a love for all things creative, and I have from a young age, and I'm sure you do too. But the other more driving reason is that it's a challenge. It's constantly an ever-changing challenge. It's a beast with two heads, and when I cut off one head, two more grow back in its place. That's just my metaphor for saying when one challenge disappears, that two more will crop up in their place. That can be very stressful, but it's also the way we like it, and we never get bored. So I really hope I was able to help some of you amazing artists today. If you really liked my video, please give it a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell as well so you can see my new videos. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of this video. It's mainly just going to be a time lapse of me finishing the Cubone now. And yeah, so please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and I love you guys, and I'll see you next time on Little Candy Gamer.